Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Daan Roosegaarde.
Thanks, Arjan, for the introduction. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, good to be here. Today, I would like to indeed take you on a little tour, so to speak, towards the future of our landscapes. But maybe to start, we start with a question. A very important question, maybe a bit banal, maybe a bit simple, but for me it addresses everything when we talk about innovation, exploring, making things. Do you know why you cannot tickle yourself? Why can you not tickle yourself? Guys, hello? This is smart people. Come on, you know this. Exactly, because you expect it. Very good. There's no surprise, because the moment I tickle myself, my brain is sort of programmed to ignore, to filter it away. But the moment you tickle your neighbor right now, you're horrible. Hello? Okay, the moment, hypothetically, you would tickle your neighbor right now, that's very good. Yeah, okay. So then you would get an interaction. So apparently, we are programmed in such a way that some things we cannot do alone. Yes? So we need each other to get a sensation, to get a certain feeling. And this, for me, is the essence of making new things. It is in our body already, so we cannot ignore, so we might as well use that to our advantage. And then we got this call from a crazy left-wing, spicy mayor from Lille, which is an industrial city, 2-3 hours from Paris. And Lille is filled with this kind of beautiful old buildings. Santa Marie Madeleine, a 1700 church, and they spend so much love, energy, money on it to make it perfect. They're proud of it. It's cultural heritage. But the problem, and that's why she called me, the problem with this kind of buildings is guys, what's the problem with these kind of buildings?
Nobody's coming.
Nobody's coming. Very good. You're hired. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Sort of, yeah. So nobody is coming. Nobody goes there. And so the mayor was very frustrated with that. And she really called me and said, you have to make, really like that, but then in French, you have to make something to make this place feel more alive. And I went to that church, and in a weird way, I fell in love. And 8 months later, we built the first Lotus Dome for them. This is inside the dark church. The light follows you, revealing the history, the memory, closing when you go away again, showing stone angels which were unseen before. And so we placed it there in this abandoned, beautiful church. Suddenly 14,000 visitors showed up. We got like love letters from 16-year-old chicks who said, oh, I like it so much. And I can say chicks, yeah? I can say, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, so I'm Dutch, I can do whatever I like. So by placing something of the future, listen to me, by placing something of the future, people start to relook at the past, because it was dark, the light would follow you. And so we had this elderly couple living nearby, 82 years old. And so they were walking around while we were installing the piece. And they were sort of hitting each other and saying, like, look, here are these beautiful stone angels. And we were like, yeah, hello, they've been there already for 300 years. But apparently the piece sort of let them look at reality, change their perception in a way. And I learned from that. I was like, I like that. That is something I want to experiment more and more. So it's not just about technology, it's also about finding missing links, connecting worlds which were perhaps disconnected before. I don't believe in these little boxes, in these structures that we sort of invented for ourselves to deal with chaos, but the chaos is already there. So, I mean, you know, I had this one interview with a New York Times journalist, Park Avenue, and after 30 minutes he said to me, Daan, stop. You are not a designer, you're not an architect, you're not an inventor, you're not an innovator, you're not whatever, you are a hippie with a business plan. and to be honest, I love that so much, because that's the real essence. You should have dreams, you should have emotions, you should have courage, but at the same time there should be a desire to build, to realize, to hack, to update, to implement. And maybe you are a person which hints in the end more to the poetic side, and that's okay. And maybe sometimes I hint more to the practical side. You see projects, some are functional, and some are just there to trigger third horizon. It's okay. I think we should not be so concerned with defining, but more with exploring. And a school should facilitate, a school should facilitate that instead of just narrowing it down to numbers and words. Yeah.
Okay,
good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks.
Right, yeah.
I was wondering if you need arrogance to be able to change the world.
I don't like this question. I feel there's a question behind your question. No, I'm joking. You can ask. No, not arrogance. Arrogance is a killer, because arrogance is about being right, and being right is boring. Being right reduces interaction and activity. I had to learn that as well. In the beginning, I wanted to control. When I started the studio 6-7 years ago, I wanted to control everything. And then you narrow it down, and the good people leave because there is no freedom of interpretation. So you have to be convinced. That's very important. You have to believe in it. And you have to be honest and say, okay, this is what I know, this is what I don't know, but we're going to do it anyhow. So what I do a lot of times is, I'm in an airplane back to the studio in the Netherlands, I make a sketch, I have an idea or a dream, I go back to the studio Monday morning, 8 a.m., the team is there, and I put the drawing on the table, and I'm like, okay, this is something new, I'm not sure what it is, but it has to be ready in 3 months. And then we get to work. And it's, again, the taste in your mouth. I don't know the ingredients. I need their knowledge, their brain, in a way, their dreams to make it happen. But the notion of boldness and sticking to your guts is super, super important. So I would not define it as arrogance, but more as, in belief. Yeah. Okay. We have one more question, final one. It better be good.
Oh, pressure.
Hi. There's always pressure.
My name is Eric. I like to play around with photography and new technology.
Good.
You told earlier about the project in Lille, about the church, and also the project with the Rijksmuseum. Mm-hmm. And they were both projects where you used new technology to point to something else. You brought attention to the church. You brought attention to the fact of the rising water and how it would be in Amsterdam. How do you try to avoid the attention going to the actual technology you're using and pointing it at wherever you want to go? Because my experience is that in many cases people get focused on the technology first. They'll be amazed about your Lotus, for example, and might even ignore the church.
Super good question. Super good question. You know, it's no, but it's true. Because it's about the message, not the medium in that way. And so what you do is, first of all, you have to master the technology into perfection. Look at Rembrandt, look at Ruisdael, look at Rubens. These kind of painters, they knew everything about light, about paint, about the canvas, about UV, about dry times, about pigments. They mastered it until detail. So when you master it, then it disappears. Then you control it, then you can show and hide when you want to. So first, it starts with craftsmanship and really understanding the principle of what you're working with. Otherwise, it's just a Photoshop filter and it sort of pops up. And second is what's the message? What's the thing you want to say with it? And really, really focus on that. And when you balance that out through the whole process and stick to that, in the end, you hopefully make a statement which moves beyond the tech, because the tech will become outdated like that. But the idea and the association the work triggers within your brain, within my brain, will hopefully last forever. And so again, that is maybe the true essence of art or design or creative thinking or whatever you want to tag it in that way, is to trigger the notion of curiosity. And I think if you learn that, you can do anything. You can be anything. And that makes today incredibly exciting. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. All right.
Can you ook?
Nee, maak jij het.